Let's talk about iPhone tricks. As an iPhone expert, people always ask for new iPhone tips, new iPhone tricks. So I thought, why not make a video and share some amazing iPhone tips and tricks? These will be in all kind of different domains, like the Photos app, the Notes apps, or in settings on your home screen to improve your iPhone experience, your productivity, or optimize your iPhone photography skills. And I think that out of all these tips and tricks, at least 5 or 10 will be completely new to you. Let's get into it. Here I have an iPhone 14 Pro and it's running iOS 17. It's the purple one. And so let's start off with the home screen. And the first trick I want to show is just basically how to change the wallpaper. Here is one of our custom wallpapers. You just press the share icon in the left bottom corner. You go to use as wallpaper, add the wallpaper, set it as wallpaper pair for your lock screen and your home screen. And there you go. Next, in the home screen, if you hold an app, you can have different menus depending on the app. So for example, here you can go to most recent pictures. The photo app, if you long press it, you can take a selfie, video, portrait selfie. Also in the Notes app, long press it, you can immediately create a new note. This option is available for all kind of native iPhone apps. So on home screen, we can also move multiple apps. You do this by going to jiggle mode, by long pressing one app. Tap the apps you want to move, go to a new window, drop them over there. You can also create your own theme pages. So for example, if you long press an app, drag over another app, there's some kind of new window that's created. In that window, you can now create your own theme. You can give this a title, call this for example YouTube. You hit done and you can do this for all kind of apps, for example travel, health or lifestyle or social media. The customization is endless. Let's talk about battery, in particularly battery saving. We all know that if we go to our settings, we go to battery and we go to battery health and charging, we can see our maximum capacity over here. And there are plenty of other videos which I link over here about how to find your exact battery cycle. So I'm going to show a couple of them. What you want to turn off is in display and brightness, the always on display. I've never turned this on. Another one is light and dark mode. I always prefer to use dark mode, not only because I like it more, but also for battery optimization purposes. What you also might want to turn off, we head over to App Store, app updates. We don't want our iPhone to automatically install new app updates. Another interesting feature which not a lot of people know, if we go into settings, accessibility, we head over to motion. Here there's a feature called reduce motion. Reduce motion changes the interfaces a little bit, some kind of parallax effect as they call it. It looks like this. So instead of a smooth experience, you have a more direct experience. Let me show you the difference. This is with the reduce motion turned off. Kind of unusual but also pretty impressive is if we go to display and then we head over to color filters, you get this screen. And if we turn on the color filters, choose grayscale, the experience of your iPhone is totally different. Everything is black and white or gray. Kind of unusual to use this, but it's also a way to make your iPhone less attractive and get more into focused work. Next, let's talk about the control center. You can access this by swiping in the top right. Here you have quick shortcuts to get access to certain apps. What you might already know is that you can customize your control center a little bit. If you go to control center, here we have a full list of apps that we can add or remove from the control center. So customize it the way you want. Did you know that if you want to use the flashlight, you can long press the flashlight, adjust the flashlight in increments? If you long press other apps, for example, timer, you can immediately set a timer for a certain amount of time. For Shazam, if you hold it, you can see the history of the songs that you have Shazammed in the past. You can also long press on the connectivity section and then you get this wide array of options, for example, for your mobile data or flight mode, etc. Let's talk about iPhone photography. Did you know you can transform a photo into a GIF? So we need to turn on the live photo feature. We make a funny photo. And now when we go to the photo, we can hit the live feature over here. What you want to do is you want to press the loop button. And now you have created your own GIF that you can use, share with your friends and family, for example. Next, into this section, we also have the live long exposure feature, which will create some kind of faded effect. And here's another example of what that looks like. What we also can do is if we swipe up, we get a wide array of features. Normally, our pictures are shot in 4:3. But if we press here, we can actually change this to 1:1, which is square, or even better, 16:9. This is the Reels, Shorts, TikTok video format. And talking about smartphones, here is an older iPhone. What we can also do is, if we put a certain object, a symbol or text, the iPhone camera will detect the symbols or the text. Press the right corner, you have this recognize text feature. You have different features like look up or translate. And talking about the iPhone camera, we can also preserve the settings we use in our iPhone camera. That way we don't have to switch settings the whole time. You do this by going into your settings. We go to camera. In camera we have here preserve settings, and you can customize this exactly the way you want it. I have it like so. Now let's head over to the Photos app. And over here there are a couple of tricks we can do. If we long press a photo and we tap on multiple photos, we can take these, drag them around, go to a certain app like Notes and put them over here. And did you know that if you press the top of the Photos app, you will go to the oldest pictures you've ever taken. And again, if you want to go back to the bottom, tap one of the buttons below like albums, or if you're in library, you press library, it will go immediately back to the most recent pictures. Another interesting feature is the photo search feature. Quite a powerful feature, because if you want to find a photo but you don't really know which date it was, you can type a certain object in the picture, type in a certain location. Let's try this out. We go to the south of France, and there you have all your pictures and photos related to Grimaud. You can also type in, for example, an animal. Let's do a cat. There you have your pictures with the cat in it. Take live photos. You can actually transform these into one video. You do this by selecting the pictures you just took. You long press your pictures and you can turn them into a video. By the way, we've all experienced that when we have a photo and turn our screen, that the picture rotates as well. You can avoid this pressing the screen, turn it around, and then show the picture like so. And so another interesting feature is the symbol detection feature. Take the photo, we go into the screenshot and we hit the I button, the information button. And over here we see lookup, laundry care, press it, and then we get a full list of explanations of the symbols detected into the pictures. Now I just switched over to my iPhone 13 Pro for the sake of variation, and we're gonna talk about Safari. So if we want to long press, we get these options you can choose from. So we can go immediately into a new tab. We hold bookmark, we can add this website to the bookmark or to a reading list. And did you know that, for example, you are on Google, want to use, share or store, long press the picture, you can just copy the picture, go to any app like Messages, Notes, and then drop the picture you just copied from Google. In Safari we can also browse in a private window. You do this just by holding the tabs section. You can go to private, and now you're browsing the internet on private. You can also do this by going into your tabs, swipe to the right, and then here you have your private browsing windows. Also, we can create different tab groups. You just hit the plus icon, and then you can give a name to a couple pages on Safari, and this tab group will also be synced across all your devices if you're using a MacBook or an iPad. So now let's talk about the iPhone keyboard. Actually, this tiny little device has more options than you think. We can hit the spacebar and just select the area. We can also just press the little cursor and drag it to the place we want and change the text. If we want to add certain text, we can do that. There's also this swipe numbers features where you just press the left corner, you can go immediately to one of the numbers. Then there's this hold and tap feature. Hold the space bar, we tap the screen, and then we can select the part we want. Did you know that if we swipe the emoji bar, we can cross different emojis like so? And there's an option for a small keyboard. We do this by long pressing the globe in the left corner. We go to small keyboard, and now we have a keyboard which is much easier to use with one hand. We can, for example, swipe Amsterdam, Washington. We can also work with only capital letters. We do this by double clicking the shift icon, and we have every word in caps. If we hold one of the different text symbols, we will get access to different symbols. The exclamation mark, the question mark for an upside down question mark. There we have the different currencies. With Notes, which we are using a lot, there are a couple different features you might not know yet. If we press the little photo icon, we get these options. options like scan documents, take photos, scan text. If you want to scan a document, you just scan it in the Notes app. What we can do now, for example, is also add a signature. This is pretty impressive actually. You just add the signature and then you can add or remove your own signature. Let's add one, for example. You hit the plus sign, create your own signature, just a little W, we hit done. Also in the Notes app, what we can do is if we hit the three dots in the right corner, change the background from light to dark, add lines and grids. And this actually works best on iPad to work with an Apple Pencil. You can also move the note, find a note, and yeah, pin a note if you want to. If you put a picture in Notes, we can long press it, view it as a small image instead of a large image. Now let's talk about some miscellaneous features. Head over to Settings, Display and Brightness, to Accessibility, go to Display and Text Size. Here we will find some interesting features. For example, we can completely change our iPhone experience into something unique. If we hit Classic Invert, and this is what it looks like, pretty impressive if you tell me. The icons, all the apps just changed in color. We can also increase the contrast just to create some clarity. And we can also change our text. This is a pretty interesting feature where we can make our text smaller, as you can see, or make our text bigger. And this is actually pretty useful for elderly people. And with regards of text, we can also choose the bold text option where we can clearly see that the text becomes like bolder. If we scroll down, we have this reduce white point feature, kind of an opacity feature where you can change the brightness of your screen. Now in Maps, what we can also do, we already know that we can zoom in and we can zoom out with two fingers, but with one finger, if we double press, with one finger we can zoom in like so. A feature you probably didn't know yet is that you can download maps. So if you press on your Apple ID, we can go to offline maps and hit download new map. We go to California, select a portion of this map, download this section. The reason you want to do it, if you go on a hike or if you go on a travel where you know that the internet speed or internet in general will be very limited, this could be a great option to be well prepared in case of having issues or problems with internet. And did you know that if you go to the iPhone calculator, we have this classic calculator screen, but if you want to go a bit more in advanced, you just switch the iPhone and here we have expert mathematical screen. There you go guys, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and I see you in the next one. Peace.